Hello again. All right, today we're going to actually start talking about blade work. And when I say blade work, I mean specifically just actions with the blade and without any of the footwork. And I'm going to try and stick to that, though I might actually use a little footwork to illustrate things as necessary. So to start, today we're going to limit the scope of our discussion to cuts specifically coming from above. Okay? And the reason for that I'll come to in a little bit, but I want to make sure that that's clear. And then regarding cuts, again, we kind of classified the footwork a certain way, and I'd like to do the same thing with cuts from above, or high cuts, or Oberhauen, as the Germans would say. So I think a good way to think about cuts from above is in terms of the edge that they cut with. So, for instance, there's a concept that we've kind of coined called three edges. Okay, so for cuts from above, the three edges are long edge, short edge with crossed hands, short edge with uncrossed hands. So that concept, I think, is an extremely powerful one, because now you can actually say, all right, well, if I'm going to do a cut, I do this particular cut, but what happens if I try the other two edges? You know, what are the implications there? It leads to some very interesting things. Now, the other thing is, why are we talking about high cuts? Because I think when you look at the language I just used, the long edge and the two short edges, I believe those are terms that the Germans use, the long edge and the short edge. And I think that very language actually implies that they're really focused on cuts from above rather than cuts from below. So if you think about it, the long edge is my longest distance. Cut with either of the short edges is much shorter in my distance. However, if you cut from below either side, here, my longest distance, but this is with the short edge. Similarly, from here or here, when I'm cutting with the long edge, this is going to be a shorter position, even though it's my long edge. Okay, so again, I think the language is actually very revealing in terms of the emphasis that the Germans put on cuts from above as opposed to cuts from below. So I think that's pretty much it. So let's move on next to talking about trajectory.